What's up, y'all? This is Daniel with Pride of the Southland Kennels. Anybody that's been following my channel knows that I want to get back into the farm work. We've been out of it for about 3 months now. So what I'm doing, taking baby steps, one step at a time. I want to move away from keeping my dogs in kennels. Obviously, if they're doing farm work, being in a kennel really serves no purpose. So I've got this electric fence, this Premier One electric fence. I got 4 100-foot rows on it inside of my permanent fence here. The dogs, at least Teleco and Iris, seem to respect it. That's the pair that I want to put in here. I want to eventually put some goats in here with them. I'm just going to start off small. They're doing really good right now. Teleco knows this fence really well. He lived inside of it for several months. Iris knows it. She got to be in there with the goats for, you know, not as much as Teleco, but she did get to go in there, so she understands the fence. We got a kennel up here. They got a little shade spot, and then they got the kennel. And what they're doing, and what I'm doing, making sure these dogs can live in peace 24/7 around the clock. Again, there's 2 dog houses in the kennel. The kennel door stays open. I got them a shade spot outside of the kennel. They eat together. I got 2 separate feeders in there, 1 big water bucket. I want them to just really bond. They do a good job being together though. I ain't really ever had any issues with them. These dogs enjoy being with each other. This is let's see, today's Monday. This is day 3. I moved them in here Saturday. The weekend before, you know, I was letting them in here for hours at a time during the day, but at night I'd put them up. And this weekend I just decided, well, they're doing a pretty good job, so we're just gonna leave them out. I'm at home. They respect the fence. That fence has, this little fence is run off a solar hot box. It'll run up to 5 strands. I got 4 on there. There's about a 1/4 acre inside this fence, give or take. And it'll throw a nice jolt to them. It's not to be used for any type of harm for them. It's, in all honesty, it's to protect them. If they get outside the fence, you know, the neighbors don't really like. They don't like me, and some of the people have expressed their concerns about these types of dogs, and they just don't like them. They don't understand them. So this is for their safety, most importantly. Second is for, you know, me. You know, my neighbors shouldn't have to worry about my dogs going over there. I shouldn't have to worry about my dogs going over to my neighbor's place, and vice versa. Knock on wood, I've done a pretty good job at keeping my dogs over here. In fact, I don't think I've ever had one wander over there. But neighbors can't say the same. But it is what it is. I've got to work with them if I really want to do. If I really want to do what I want to do as far as the dogs and the farm animals, I've got to start trying to work with my neighbors, and we're taking steps at that as well. I want to feel comfortable leaving my dogs out. That way, if something ever does happen and they get out, my neighbors know that they don't mean no harm. They're good dogs, and that's one thing that we like to. It's another thing I like to look for when keeping a dog back for this. Neelan, he's up there. Neelan never goes inside of a fence, or in a kennel, excuse me. He does a pretty good job at it. I just got the other dogs out being pretty calm right now. There's Percy. She's going to be going to a new home tomorrow, to Florida. In the coming months, I'm going to be looking to place Roan in a home. You know, I figure I want 4 to 5 dogs right now. I got enough space for that to where I can leave them out depending on the setup that I choose for the next pair. Nealon does a good job, like I said, and then once we get everything set up, and as far as the dogs, we'll get the dogs comfortable with the basic stuff, then our work will be cut out for us again, introducing chickens and goats back out here. Pigs will be last because none of the dogs like pigs. And pigs get to squealing, and well, the dogs react to it. So just a quick update, ain't too much on it, but this fence, I want to talk about this fence because this fence failed me last time. And the reason it failed me is because the battery failed me. This is a fairly expensive setup for what it is. For 5 strands or 5 rows of this fence, they're like 101, 102 feet. And this Energizer, the solar powered hot box, it's about $1,200. There's a more economical way to do that, but I don't know if it's going to be as reliable. This is reliable. I always test the fence myself. You can test it with a light, but I don't trust that, so I've tested the fence just to make sure it's working. It's hot. These 2 dogs have done a really good job. I'm proud of them. They get along fine. Ain't never had to worry about them with each other. And I just want to take this time over the next couple of months or few months of really getting these dogs used to being with each other all the time. You know, a lot of times you can have 2 dogs that are fine with being with each other for a pretty good amount of time, but eventually they get tired of each other, and then you got a disagreement. We don't want no disagreements. A lot of people are under the assumption that a male and a female usually don't have disagreements, but that's not the case all the time. Hopefully we can keep pushing forward with this. This is good. This is their little, I haven't cleaned it today, so hopefully they're not messing in it, but we got some pine chips in there. There's their water bucket, their 2 feeders, and their 2 houses, and they sleep in there, and they got shade. There's a little thing I've built out of some pallets that I had that's got them some shade in there too. And this is step 1 for me, just getting them back used to being outside of a kennel, but most importantly, respecting the space. So more updates coming soon. We're gonna get back into this utility farm work, but it's gonna be slow moving. But I can't put the carriage before the horse. I got to do it the right way. Last time I didn't necessarily do that. So number 1 thing is figuring out which dogs that are the most suited for this. Definitely this guy right here, which is Nealon. Definitely these 2 dogs give me the best shot. They're not perfect by any means in the way that they act around the animals, but they're about 85-90% there. They can do the job. Like I said, Percy's going to a home. Roan, if I could use Roan in my breeding program more than I'm going to be able to, I would probably spend more time working with him. He's a good dog. He's, you know, as I've mentioned before, compared to the dogs I've produced versus the dogs that I've purchased from other breeders, Roan is the closest thing. But Roan's young. He's still progressing, and I can see that he's starting to liven up a little bit. Maybe too much, but he hasn't shown me that he's too much. But due to his him being a HUU carrier, I just want clear dogs. That way I can breed how I want to breed. When you have carriers, you start limiting yourself, and it starts in the long run costing you more money. So because I'm going to do things what I feel like is the right way. That's testing these dogs, the pups, and seeing what's what, letting everybody know up front. This litter, we got a litter right now. We've struggled with it. I'm not going to talk about it too much right now. That's not what this video is about, but we're hoping we get a dog out of it that's clear, and that'll introduce Roan's blood and genetics into it. He's going to bring some size to us. He's going to bring some good structure. He's a very well put together dog. So is Emery. Out of my dogs, I feel like Emery's the most well put together. I wish I could use Percy, because Percy's got that too. Very well straight, you know, just nicely put together dog, but her temperament just, she's gonna be better suited in a family type environment. It's somebody that can be real active with her, and that's what we've found her, I believe. We found her a good home, somebody that's willing to come up here from Florida to give her a home. They live on a small farm. I think they do a little bit different than what I'm wanting to do or what we have done in the past, so it should be a good fit. She's a good dog. I don't got much bad to say about her. Mr. Scott and some of the other breeders, they just breed for a different type of dog than me, and there's nothing wrong with that. I wish I could have used them. Wish I could have used her, and hopefully we'll find out good results and know that we could be able to utilize Roan and his offspring in our program. But for now, you know, we're going to keep Nealon and Tellico and Irish around, see what we can keep, and then we'll go from there. If I can keep something, that'll be 5 dogs, and I'm just going to hold back on everything, take it nice and slow. This breeding's coming up. Maybe in 3 or 4 months you'll come back in the heat. They're half siblings. Both of them's off Nealon, and Iris is off Monroe. Tellico here is off Summit. They were good dogs too. They were just a little hot. They really didn't stand a chance to do what I needed them to do. But anyways, that's the update. Like I said, just baby steps. We're gonna make sure that we do it the right way this time and prove that these dogs can do what people read about. And these 2 dogs and this dog right here, Nealon, they excel at it. They're pretty good at what they do. Always room for improvement, but they fit the bill. So anyways, this is Daniel with Pride of the Southland Kennels. Until next time, thank you all for watching.